Well, obviously, it's anytime you win games, it's a good thing. Winning on the road is never easy, and we reference the Portland game constantly. What we learned and how we grew from that very first defeat on the road. The boys said never again, so I think we come with real focus on the road and an understanding of we have to suffer together. And I think tonight was a real team performance and a really mature performance from a relatively young group. So, we conceded a lot of shots, it felt like, but we stuck together. We in the key moments, we defended the box well. It's great to get goals. It's great to see 3 goals on the night. It's nice to see Rafa Navarro get 2 more. I think that's 4 on the year for him. It's good for any striker. The confidence. To see Cole Bassett get another one for him is a good one. So, look, really positive victory on the road. Important for us to get points any chance we can. And I think equally the shutout is nice to see. We've conceded in many games, and to stick together and get the shutout was, I think, really important for the team.
Okay. We'll go into the chat and take a question from Matt Pollard.
Chris, good to see you. Congratulations on the win. Talk to me about what this means in terms of a payout for Kafa finally getting a goal from a run of play, and maybe hard work finally leading to a breakthrough, and more to come for him. Thank you.
Yeah, look, we've said all along we think he can score goals. We know this because we see it every single day in training, and we think if we can get him in better spots that he can score, and if we can give him more service that he can score goals. He works hard off the ball, defensively, against the ball. He really runs for the team, but he's a striker, so the fact that now he's got a couple on the night and a bunch now accumulating for the season, I think it will only help him. So, yeah, it's just a big positive when your striker can get a few goals. It's what they love most, so I'm really happy for him.
We'll go ahead and take a question from the room.
Hi, Mark Goodman, holding the high line. Coach, team presses a lot in training, presses a lot in practice. First goal came out of a beautiful press. Talk about how you saw it develop and how it was part of the overall philosophy you've been working on with the club.
Holding a high line, huh? That's the...
Me and Matt.
We like that. We like holding the high line. Yeah, look, we know that we say most games are lost, not won. We try to understand that key understanding. If that's true, how can we be a team that forces mistakes? So we know we're strong on set pieces. We try to, in possession, can try to have ideas to unlock teams and create chances. And for sure, how can we create chances? So using the high press in moments, aggressive moments in a compact shape, and then counter pressing against the ball to try to create goals. So it's never that easy because teams can build and break us down this way, but we have certain ideals and principles in a high press. And it's nice to see that the boys get rewarded for that, because it's not just something that's technical and tactical. It's also like a psychological piece to pressing. That the first guy on the scene might not be the one that gets any reward for it, but yeah, it's nice to see us get rewarded for one of those.
Okay, we'll go to Braden Dorse on the call, right, and then we'll go back into the room here. Braden.
Hey, Coach, thanks for your time. Just 8 games into the season now, you've matched the club's 2023 away win total. You have a positive record away from home. Just what is your reaction to hearing that? Thank you.
Look, we talk a lot about that it's us versus us, and in each game we want to get better at all the things that make us us and that make us good. So we try not to talk too much about, playing at home versus away. What does that mean? It's going to be tougher. We say we're home on any pitch. So that we try to have our principles that we carry, that anytime we step on the pitch, that we can ramp it up and meet the demands of games. Understanding that on the road, it sometimes can be tough and you have to suffer and stick together. So it's positive. When you say this, I like that our team is fearless. You know, that at home, we're aggressive. On the road, we're aggressive. And this is what we promised day one, that we will be a team that plays with intensity and goes after games home and away. So of course, I'm not naive to know these games can go different ways. Zach Steffen on the night was really big for us, make some saves, but there was an aggressive mindset from the very beginning. We talked about not having just a good start, but let's have a good first 100 minutes. They look at me like I'm crazy, but yes, we ramp it up for 100 minutes, and we did have a good start to the game, which I believe the goal comes from that, right? Good start to the game. We win the field position. We sustain some attacks. We get a penalty. So well done from the boys. It's good that they get rewarded on the night.
Chris, if you can give me take a step back for a moment. Between like someone like you, George, and Zach to finally this year together get the wind under your sails again after some ups and downs in the last in the years prior. What's that been like? And then can you talk a little bit about what you and Lucci kind of talked about there, just as coaches who are in this league, like you mentioned, how things can just swing. What was that like?
Yeah, well, it's still really early in this project.
Yeah.
I do think we were making progress. I think I see it every day, but we work every day on getting on the same page. But we say that we have a page. We say who we are. So at halftime, you can go back to our principles and who are we. Let's get better at this. So it's not starting over every single day. So I think that's the first part, that we come with a way of playing. And then I've said it many times that Porig Smith, at the top, they've put together a roster that can compete in this league. They're young, they're hungry, they're together, and that's what any coach would want as a starting point. There's a real humbleness to our group, but there's a lot of winners in that locker room, and I tell them this every time, every day. So we've had a good preseason. We've been in some tough games. We've grown from those games. We've learned. And now we leave the game. I know we have a lot of work to do. I know this, but we like the work. You love the work when you love it with the people you're doing it with, and this is where it's at right now. So, first 8 games or so, it's I'd say a positive start to a new era. Let's say we'll try to build on some of the good things that were in place when I got here. In terms of my conversation with Lucci,
Recording in progress.
We good?
Yeah.
But
Stream just went down. It's okay. We're
Still
we're
good?
back up.
with Lucci, I have a lot of respect for him as a coach and a person, and we just exchange words. He's been watching our team, we've been watching his. I'm well aware that on the night they hit the crossbar a few times. There's on another night it could be a couple of goals conceded. Maybe we get 1 or 2 more, but the margins are thin. We kind of talked about this, and I try to oftentimes put myself in that other person's shoe. So it's, hey, brother, keep going. It could have went the other way tonight, and that wasn't just like nonsense. It's true. His team plays well. They're in a tough way in moments like this, but you can see that they're attacked. There's a lot of belief in that team. That's what I told him. Thank you.
Okay, we'll go ahead to Don Pablo on the call.
Hey, Coach. So, Pablo, you talked about the psychological part of the game. How good a weapon is Moise Bombito and his pace in defensive play so far this year?
Yeah, look, Moise, he's, I think, growing quickly, and we see that physically is one of his weapons. But I've been around a lot of fast players that don't have what he has. It's not just that. It goes much deeper than that with Moise. The energy that he shows up every day, the willingness to get better. We've talked about it, that his nickname is the master of the basics. MOB, he tells me, and he really has embraced this idea of learning and growing. And, he sent last night we were hanging out as a staff in the hotel, and it's 10 o'clock at night. He gets one of our assistant coaches, Neil Emblin, gets a text message from Moy. And it's a video clip of a defensive moment. He's asking the coach, hey, should I do this in this moment? Should I not foul? It was a play from the Miami game. So he's a really interesting young man that has big aspirations, but a big physical, toolbox, we say. But he's got a great mentality for a fairly young guy in the league. So the speed is important for us, right? The partnership with Maksu is strong. Lalos Abubakar. We have a nice group of center backs in this team that push each other, and they're the key. They really are the key with Zach, creating solidity in the back line and a real pride in defending. So Moise is off to a good start this year. We'll be back to work trying to master the basics in a few days.
We'll go ahead back to Braden Norris.
Yeah, you already touched on the team's contribution to the clean sheet tonight, but can you just talk about Zach in particular? I mean, he made some great saves tonight. Just what did you think of his performance specifically, and what it means to the team going forward for him to find his stride like tonight?
Listen, there was some really good signings this offseason, and Zach was one of the big ones. As a coach, you get to see what he brings on the pitch, off the pitch. Such a quiet confidence. He's just really steady for us, and has quality. So again, I get to see it every single day in training. If you talk about a winner, a professional, again, analyzes his training sessions with Sharpie, our goalkeeper coach. It's a strong goalkeeper culture that we have there. But Zach is we see it every single day. Early on in the year, you're giving up 4 shots on goal, 7 shots, a bunch of games with, he couldn't show, with a really, really low expected goals. It's not much he could do, but on nights like tonight, he keeps us in it. In possession, makes good decisions. Defensively, just really, really put out some fires for us, it's why we brought him here. So hopefully we don't have to make him do too much along the way, but it's nice to have a guy that can just stand up tall in tough moments and big moments.